Hey everybody, welcome to another Wednesday night live sketch. Despite the fact it says lunch, I'm doing this nighttime. It was originally set for 9:30, but I decided to make it 10 o'clock tonight, only because that's just how things worked. Well, if you're new to the Wednesday night/lunch live sketch, what we do is we pick a topic once a week. We try to get through as much as we can in the course of one or within 25 minutes, and that's about it, really. So let me first just check my audio. Make sure my audio is good. Yeah, there it is. I normally do it at lunchtime. However, we're in the summertime now, so my son is home from school, so it's hard for me to do it during lunch. So maybe I'll experiment a little bit during the summer and see if we can do it during Wednesday at night. Why don't we hop on into Photoshop here? Tonight topic I would like to do Veronica Daring. It's a character from James Lopez's independent project Hullabaloo. I believe it was funded on Indiegogo, pretty sure. And it was about a year ago, I believe, maybe even over a year ago. It was successfully funded, had a really great turnout, and it's been in production for quite some time now. I'm a big fan of James. I actually was lucky enough to take a class that he offered, and here's some model sheets if you don't know who I'm talking about. It's this character here. And I have some model sheets because I'm a little unfamiliar with some of her detailing, and she's actually different between some of these. Between the neck, the collar is treated differently. She still has the same basic shapes, poofy collar, poofy shoulders, slim waistline, this corset going on. So and similar design themes in the hair. And the hat is the same too. So I'll be pulling them up back and forth as I need. I was lucky enough to take a few classes with James a little while ago. Oh, my opacity is down. Not too long ago, maybe a few years ago, through Virtual Animators. I took a character design class with him, and then I took a traditional animation class with him, and I learned a lot. He worked for Disney for a long time. Did a lot of he worked on some of my favorite characters, Dr. Fusilier from Princess and the Frog. So I learned a lot from him. I think what I'm going to do for Veronica is to work in the silhouette, or excuse me, we always work in the silhouette. Her profile, I meant to say. So right now I'm just gonna try and think about basic shapes. I'm not too sure. There's like too much of this going on, so I'm gonna maybe give her a little bit more of a heroic. Maybe the chest is kind of coming out slightly more. So this gestural line is going to hopefully guide my. Here's our torso mass, and her waist pinches in quite severely. Here's a chest mass right around there, so forth, coming up to a neck. I still want to keep her in profile, so head tilted back somewhat. A shoulder around here somewhere. He uses a lot of very clean lines. I mean, like, this stuff may look very complicated, but when you squint at it, especially like in here, it's all very clean, So let's just keep moving along here. Her hat's somewhere around here. Maybe her eyeline is slightly lower. And we have a nose coming out around here somewhere. Slight smile. Her lips are thinner. And I'm going to do it with her. I'm going to put her mask on. This curves in the back, a little pointier in the front. And then she has the idea of some goggles here. We'll just get that idea in there. I want to have her looking back, maybe. This is a nice S-curve right here, moving into her nose. And we'll give her mask. Contour of the face. And it's going to disappear, but here's her ear, and her hairline, I believe, does something like this. With a little bit of a some curves for her hair. What do you call these? Like this, side pieces. And then the back, I believe, comes out. It's puffed out. Like if this is her skull, her hair goes beyond it a little bit. It's poofy. All right, so let's just keep moving along here. I think she's looking a little chest heavy. Probably pull this in a little bit. This arm, the front arm, this could probably be shaped a little better too. Let's make this a little cleaner. And she has some bustles going on back here. So there's a lot of this going on. So this shoulder, what do I want this arm to do? I could have it just down here. Maybe the hand something like this. And then maybe her other arm, she has kind of a ray gun. I don't know, maybe we can introduce that. I mean, I think, she has a similar, that's a very nice pose. James also does a bunch of pinups of like very 60-ish, 60s, pinups, which are all very cool as well. So let's just keep moving along here. And again, this is probably puffier than what I have it. And right now, this stage is very loose. Actually, I haven't done any live streaming in a while, so I feel a little off my game. I feel like it's hard to speak and draw at the same time. Let's block in where the hand would be. Her ray gun would probably be around here someplace. And I believe it's got like a little bit of a ball at the end. It's got this type of shape in the trigger. A finger is around here. And we can block in some fingers in there. And we can probably give her a bit more of a chest. There we are. All right. I feel like maybe the neck needs to come forward a little bit more. Maybe this is a little too high, this piece here. So we can chisel this back a little bit, carve it. And there's like her eyebrows are kind of under the mask. I believe he plays the eyebrows under. And I know that there's this type of stuff going on. So we have a lot of poofiness in the shoulders. Maybe I have it too poofy. This is pretty high. Her chin is slightly round. She may be a little too chinny. And I'm gonna have to pull her on model a bit better here, but we can keep moving along. She has a little bit of a brooch or something going on here. And then she has her corset. And we have a center line running along here. So maybe this hand is a little big. We can just lasso and let's give a save. It's always good to save. Now let's look at this hand here, this other hand. Yeah, I mean, like maybe the hand, like a thumb, and then we have some fingers splaying out like this. And I'm gonna have to look for my reference to see exactly what's going on with her dress. I'm not quite sure what's happening here. Oh, one thing I did not do was set my timer, so I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to grab my clock. I have my little alarm setting right here, and I'm going to hit play. So I'm cheating a little bit here. We're already like maybe 9 minutes into it, but it's all right. Wet my whistle. And I think, yeah, like this has like a, let's look at the ray gun. There's a bit of a curve going on here. letting off like pretty straight here. This tapers. It's probably a little thinner and longer than how I have it. All right. Elbow, forearm. Okay. Let's take a look. Oh, she is small. I was not paying attention to my canvas. We can scale her up a little bit and position her a little bit cleaner. All right, let's take a step back and do our trick where we scale really far out, get a good look and squint, see what's sticking out. You know, maybe this forearm, maybe this shoulder here is just sticking out just a tad bit too much. We can pull it in and do it again. Squint, squint, squint. And again, this is replicating, this is erasing the detail. We're not seeing detail. We're just seeing silhouette. And now I think it's a good time to maybe pull up our reference again and get a look, get a bit of a look of what's going on here. I can see, so what we can do is I can see that back here, so it moves along her, you know, if this is her rib cage, so this kind of comes up higher. And this is definitely a little curvier than what I have it. And this is a bit more sharp in the back. And so this goes like this. This drops down somewhere underneath of the armpit. We're just adjusting things now. And then this tucks in like so. And so let's pull some of this nastiness out and start really thinking about the form and sculpting this a little cleaner. There we go. Oh, she has gloves. So this hand can probably come up a little bit. Maybe I'm going to reverse with my idea. This is like the back of the hand. There we are. That works a little better. And then now the back of the hat has a bow, curve, and playing against the straight. And let's kind of make sure that these things are not like kissing oddly. These 2 points here. Let's make sure they're not oddly close to each other. This could probably come down a little bit. The poofiness of her hair, I may have exaggerated a bit too much. And I can probably make this thinner. And it looks like it just kind of wraps around and forms an ear. Her nose is kind of rounded. There we go. Okay, let's do a save. I think now the next thing I can probably do is put another layer down, or maybe even you just keep working on this layer, but let's just maybe just pull up a little bit of a darker blue and really start trying to define some of this stuff, especially within the face. Her eyes are probably a little more rounded than what I'm doing here. And this curve can probably be pulled in a little bit, projecting her nose. Pull this back in, rounded. And maybe we can move her mouth down just slightly. It's probably just a hair too high. Let's get the idea of that bottom lip. Okay. And again, I feel like he plays the brows like underneath of the mask, which is probably pretty smart. It's like the brow would still be like under here someplace, but we can't see it. So we're just getting a hint of the brow. Okay. How's her ear? Is her ear positioned? Maybe it's a little smaller. I can probably go a little smaller with the ear. Alrighty. Oh, we have some. I can't pronounce your name. Hello. Yes, you're Russian. Hello. Nice to see you. I'm glad you're here. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Thanks for coming out. You know, once upon a time when I was in college, I took Russian, and it was this. We're talking 20 years ago now, so it kind of fell out of my head. Yo govorit по-русски. That's all I remember. Oh, thank you. And yo govorit по-русски means I speak Russian, which is a lie because I clearly can't. I can't speak Russian. But thank you for joining me. There's a guy on Tumblr I follow, a Russian fellow. Man, he's really talented. He's got a crazy following. I wish I can remember his name right now. I'm positive if you're watching me, that means you have an interest in illustration and animation. Oh, what is his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. He does a lot. I think he lives in Japan. Whoops. There's some overlapping going on here. But yeah, he's an amazing artist, amazing draftsman. Let's get a look at this hand here. Let's start thinking about the hand, and really maybe starting to think about how these forms kind of interact with each other. So like here's a palm, right? And like I know there's going to be a finger on here someplace. Then we're going to have these two fingers together, so we'll group them together. And I can take the pinky and maybe just pull it up just a little bit, and then have the gun sitting in there like so, her ray gun. And I know there's like a gear on this. There's a lot of detailing in here that I'm probably not nailing down right now. And again, this is a glove, but this part's streamlined, kicking around like this. Elbows are very streamlined. Whoops. So let's keep this a line straight, a curve, and maybe another curve like this. And I need some help in here. I'm not quite sure. It's all pretty clean in this shoulder. Yeah, he plays like her hips wider than what I have going on here. So let's really kind of think about this here. Now let's really find this hand here. Let's construct this hand. Let's hide my reference here. And let's just think of it as groupings. Maybe these, and then our pinky can be played up a little bit, maybe. maybe. We'll get back to that. So this is a nice straight. Here's our collar. And here's her brooch. And let me get my reference again. So, yeah, I think I got the right idea in there. Now let's get a good look at what's going on with her. This type of stuff going on in here. Let's zoom out slightly. So if I can just break this down. So this is all just really one piece when you get down to it, which I imagine would be around here someplace. It's wrapping around here, the front part of her body. Right? And it's gathering into this, I'm not quite sure what this piece of material is. And then just kind of sagging down behind. And this piece here sticks up, this piece of her bustle. I almost feel like that arm should be back. This come out slightly like this. See my time? How are we doing on time here? We got 12 minutes. So I'm feeling pretty good about where I am with this. I think what I could do now is maybe move along into the next phase here of really starting to clean this up or tighten it up a little bit. I don't know if I'll bring this to clean up. I probably will not. I will not clean this up. So let's find the center of this. That is just a center line construction. Find the center of this piece here. Okay, let me pull my reference up again. Let's get a good look. Yeah, it's being bound by some sort of, a piece of material is bounding this up. So we can get the idea of it like so. And the bottom, so maybe I had this too low. Like this. So like this should probably be around here someplace. And then this should be around here someplace. Like it's a little more on her hip. I had it like maybe like mid-thigh. So it should be around here someplace. Maybe this doesn't stick out so much. And that could work better. And if we get rid of all this gobbledygook, all right, hit a save, zoom out again, hide some of our reference. She's coming along, she's getting there. I think what we can do next is probably start moving on to the next phase. I can do this tie down. I'm not sure how far I'll go past the tie down stage, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, from what I understand about this thumb is a little weird. So you look what happens when you, sometimes taking a break reveals mistakes. So let's construct this a little better. I'm not happy with what's going on here. Yeah, I'm still not happy. That is better. That is better. All right, back to what I was going to do, the tie down. So we'll go to our thumbs, we'll pull the opacity out a little bit, and then we'll go to our tie down, we'll pick a darker color. How does that work? That looks okay. Let's make it a little thinner, like a 9. Okay. All right. And again, if you're just joining me right now, I'm drawing Veronica Daring from James Lopez's Hullabaloo. You can see already right here, there's an issue with that area. That's if I pull up my reference. He has it pretty close to that too. Like that's, I feel like I want to pick one or the other. Maybe it's a little higher. You know what I mean? Where the bottom of the hairline is in reference to the neck. So let's see. This is like a nice S curve, but I probably have it's a little extreme on the forehead. So I can pull some of that back. And let's try and keep this rounded. Okay, let's take a look at our reference again. It's always about, I like this cleanup. This is a nice drawing. I love it. And okay. Nice straight against the curve in there to create a nostril. Okay. And a little bit of an S curve going here into the chin. Yeah, he has this a little more rounded, a little more full. Okay. Let's get that upper lid. And again, a little more rounded than probably what I have. Let's get that eye in there, eyelash. And this is contour of the nose, maybe down to the cheek. A little bit of a weighted curve right there. And again, the brow is kind of tucked behind our mask. So we're going getting a hint of what's going on there. This is a nice curvy S curve right there. No points. There's no sharp points or anything. Okay, so this actually goes to a bit more of a point than what I have. Yeah, there's a nice little curve right there, and then coming around. Now it disappears behind the head. Could probably play this a little more dramatic, like that. There we go. That's not shabby. Okay. What are we doing on time? What I might do is just splash some color in at the end of this. I got 5 minutes here in my live sketch. I closed my door and it's getting incredibly hot in here. I'm getting incredibly. Let me check my sound one more time. Make sure I got my good audio. All right, we got audio. I've definitely done this before in the past, and the audio has stopped working on me. All right, let's try and maybe pull some of this a little clean up some of our intersections. Is that straight? Yeah, let's just play this straight. I'm pretty sure the hat goes right into where the hair is. And I think there's an overlapping form here. Give us the idea of depth. Continue the... She's very mad. This is like a Mad Hatter type hat. Which I think James has a thing with Alice in Wonderland, which I'm pretty sure he does now I'm thinking about it. I remember when I was taking the class, he posted pictures of his house. He like did like a crazy haunted house. And like he did a bunch of Alice in Wonderland themed stuff, and obviously him being a Disney animator looked pretty freaking awesome. And not to mention the fact I think Cheshire Cat is one of the characters in Hullabaloo, so that's something. This is more of a straight. Is that a straight? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty straight. It's also higher. It's up here. And this nice little curve goes around here like that. Very subtle. Subtle curve. And then we have the rest of the bandana. These kind of look like straights. So let's try and keep them straight. Oh, not the thumbs. I'm going to hide the reference. Let's keep this straight. Is that a curve? These are also straights. Bit of an overlapping form right there. One is in front of the other. Let's kind of nail that in there a little better. My line work is not amazing. It's okay. Hit save. No, these are pretty straight. Straight, kind of a weighted curve. This weights a little bit. And then we have another little curve right here. And then we go straight down into the elbow. Maybe a slight curve in the elbow, just to keep it feminine. This could be a nice straight as well, but we taper into the elbow, and there's a bit of an overlapping form here for the forearm. Scooting it over slightly. Let's give it a little more shape. This can tuck down a little bit. And our ring finger can kind of come out a little bit. There we go. So just tucking the middle finger down a little bit helped that hand out a lot. Okay. I want to finish tying this bad boy up, and then we'll sign off for the night. And then I want to keep these just... This one's a little more straight. This one's a little heavier, a little more of a curve. And these are pretty curvy. That's a little straighter. Yeah, I think James also works with Samantha Youssef, who has done a bang-up job of a book. It's right here. What is it? Movement and Form by Samantha Youssef. A little pricey, but she breaks down gesture drawing into a very clean and concise. I don't like what I just did there. She breaks down gesture drawing into a very clean and easy to understand way. There's steps. And when I was reading it, it makes me feel good knowing that I had some of those thoughts already in my head. So it's always good to hear that kind of stuff. But it just reinforces what you know, and it also makes you realize, oh, I'm sort of on the right path. And yeah, Samantha Youssef does amazing drawing. She knows her anatomy. So I recommend that. Let's revisit this hand again. So it's just the overlapping. Let's make sure these hands are the same. This hand might be a little big. It's okay. Maybe. Let me check the reference because her arms are a little in the. It could probably taper a little bit more into the wrist. The wrist could probably taper a bit more. I know Samantha. I should probably play this a bit more of a straight. I kind of like this weighted curve. All right, we'll let it play for now and see what happens. What was I just saying? Oh, Samantha Youssef does a lot of studio instructional type stuff. She owns her own art school up in Canada. I don't know exactly where, but so yeah, really good book by a really talented artist. She also relates a lot of stuff to dance, which I can not that I can relate to. I'm not a dancer, but it's interesting that she has a. I often think about animation because I'm an animator too by trade mainly. I think about animation in terms of music, like how the beats fall, and adding texture to things. So she just kind of blends the art forms together. And I'm not sure how detailed I'm going to be able to get with this gun here. So I'm pretty sure she's got like all kinds of. I think there's some lines going across there. I'm trying to move along. Bit of an overlapping form there. And nice little curve there. These fall nicely. And then there's our bustle back here, for lack of a better word, bustle. And the bottom of her dress down here. And I think she has some buttons. Oh, these buttons are those are crazy looking. She's probably a little thinner than when I have her. Thin her up just a little bit. Yeah, these buttons are nuts, so I don't really know how to approach them. I could simplify them, I guess. I don't really see them at all in this. Maybe what I'll do is I don't know. These lines are interesting because they define the form. Is there one on the side? Yeah. Maybe from the, yep, from here, defining the form of the rib cage. And now I'm running into a tangent. So what I might do is just cheat over a little bit. Let's fix this up a little bit. Because her belly is here someplace. All right, and then you got to look at her gun. Now, yeah, her gun's got some nut. I mean, it's different in both of these images, but I want to do a little bit of a hybrid then. Let's just do 3 of them. One. Let's just eyeball this. Progressively getting bigger. And we can just put a little bit of tone in there. It's fine. And we can put some vents, ray gun vents. Not thrilled with this. Let's see if I can do a little bit of chicanery. Okay. I need better posture is what I need. And she's got these glowing balls. And of course, it wouldn't be steampunk without a big gear going on there. But I'm not sure how I want to handle that gear. Let me put another layer down. And let me see if I can just hop down to my thumb layer. And let's just rough in the idea of where the gear will be. It'll be around here. The center around here someplace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cogs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what I can do. Let me just pull my tie down. Zoom in there and get a little bit detailed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course, counting it out loud. That always makes it worth your while. So let's add a little bit of thickness to here. Maybe a bit of a line in the center. And let's see what we can pull out here. I won't see both sides of that. So I'm not entirely sure how awesome that looks. Technical things are not my forte. Zoom out doesn't look terrible. All right, well, there is Veronica Daring. I think she's coming along okay. Let's give a save. Let's hide some of this stuff. She looks all right. This bustle's looking ridiculous. I mean, this is part of her fun. Is this train? And it's got a nice curve to it, some weight. right. There she is. She's coming along okay. I think I might splash a little bit of color in there. And then maybe what I'll do is I'll post it. I don't know. Or maybe, let me see what time it is now. It's 1:15. How long have I been streaming for? About 45 minutes. Let's see. Where's my reference? I think I can probably grab some color. And I can probably just really we can fix the flow there. I may pull the saturation out because I think it's like battling with the line weight. I can double the line weight up. I can just dupe these layers. Now our line weight is darker. So we'll see. You know, I may go back and forth with that. I don't know. I like the certain sketchiness that pencil kind of gives me. Which, by the way, if you're watching and don't know what it is, it's Kyle Webster's animator brush. Replicates a black wig pencil. And I do enjoy it. It has a nice soft feel. Sample her hat, which of course, you know, this is sampling colors. I'm not going to get the, he's got a lot of effects going on in there, so this is probably not the real deal. Yeah, we'll just keep going. That band is a different color. It's got some texture on the band. Let's see if we can wrap this up in 10 minutes. I'm giving you the 10-minute warning. How about that? And just go darker. Let's just see what we can pull out here. I don't like that. Too much. Too much. I want to keep it a little grayer. Cooler? What's the word I'm looking for? What I might do with the line is pull out some of the opacity on some of the doubling I just did, so that it's, you can retain a little bit of the texture of the pencil. I don't know what color her mask is. I don't have that handy, so I might have to make something up. I have to invent. I mean, you could probably just go online really quick and search. Eyes are kind of, see what I can pull out here. That's just too big. We'll get to that later. May or may not. So this is kind of an off-white. Mask this in. Be a little sloppy here. I mean, to you, you may not even see this. This is like an off-white. And now we can sample the skin tone again. May put a little bit too much anatomy in this arm. I think he generally likes to keep it streamlined. I like this maroon background he's got. This red. It's nice. And our gloves. Well, again, I don't have a color key on the gloves. I may have to do a little inventing. I might invent for the mask. So we can do like a green. And what I'll do is I'll use the same. This is probably not the right color. I'm probably completely off base on this. And I'm going to echo. Oh, she has the green in here. Ooh, so it's kind of close. Now that is too similar to the hat. I'm going to add a little saturation. Probably has more to do with the sample that I pulled. All right, which tells me the bandana on her face is probably not green. And the brush I'm using now, regular old standard Photoshop brush. That is it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, her mask might be a different color. Not quite sure. Let's see. More brownish. I think we can get away with that. Maybe put a little more red in it. Helps pull in her hair. All right. Yeah, I don't think there's any color models for the what's going on down here. And again, the gloves, I'm going to sample from the bandana here, which is probably the incorrect color. And what I'll probably do after this stream is over, I'll go find out what the real color is and I'll fix it. All right. Not too shabby. I don't really know what's going on. Maybe what I'll do is I'll invent something. So she's got, oh, she's kind of maroon. So I can play off of that. Actually, I'm doing this wrong. What I should be doing. I can sample this maroon here. And let's mask this all in. I'm not gonna worry about that. This could probably go it's a little better, just to help separate it from what's going on in the torso. And what I'm starting to do now is I'm moving fast and I'm making lots of mistakes. And no, no. Oh my gosh. My eraser is ridiculous. Okay. Get a little sloppy in here because I'm going to just fix it straight across. And again, I really wish I knew the color of this stuff. And then the gun is the last thing to do here. I could add tone. I think this this is a little too green. What's going on here? Probably could be desaturated a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna play with the color, I think. Well, I think I'm gonna sign off for now. Yeah. What I'll do is I will post the final later. I'll put it in the link in the description. A link in the description. What you're going to see in front of you right now is a bunch of links. You're going to see a red subscribe button there. Click that, and you can subscribe to me on YouTube to keep track of all the amazing stuff that happens. You'll also see links for Twitter, Google+, Tumblr, and my good old blogger. They are also in the description. Feel free to click those and subscribe to me there as well to keep track of all the comings and goings of my my social media sites. You'll see Proto Man there. That was another live sketch. I used to do the Wednesday lunch live sketch at Wednesdays at lunch. That is not happening anymore for the summertime at least. I also do some Toon Boom Harmony tutorials if you like Toon Boom and Harmony and you like to animate. I do those things as well. You know what else? I'm also an animator. I put a bunch of animation up on my YouTube channel from time to time. So please check those out if you can as well. Thanks for joining me, guys. I hope to see you again next week, and you all have a good one. Take care.